If you can learn to be okay in uncertainty, then you can really just thrive no matter what. You become unshakable. Hey legends, I hope you're all going so incredibly well. Nash Mackey here, for those of you who I haven't been privileged to meet. I was really determined to jump on here and just add value to you all and really speak into something that I feel could, if you choose to take and use in your life, can really make a difference. And you know what, I was going through different notes I was going through some of the strategies I share with my clients, and I just couldn't find something that I wanted to share. And I came to the understanding that I think what the right thing to do in this time right now, that I believe someone's meant to hear, is to be okay with not knowing. And for me to show up in this video with no script, no notes, no strategy to share, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be with you in this, and through this actually encourage you to do this in your own life in a time where, you know, we do want answers. The human part of us wants the answers. We want to know, we want to have clarity. The essence of life is uncertainty. Like, we don't know how long we're on this planet. We don't know how long the people in our life are actually in our life. We don't know how, there's so much uncertainty, isn't there? And really that's just life. It's unpredictable. And we can get caught up in that game of trying to predict, of trying to know the answers all the time. And we can actually get lost in that, to the point where we stop experiencing life because we are so caught up in needing to know all the time. So when I work with one of my high-level coaching clients, this is one of the most game-changing things we start to really focus down on, and that's being okay with uncertainty. Because if you can learn to be okay in uncertainty, then you can really just thrive no matter what. Like, you become unshakable, because you don't need to know all the time. And within that, what you begin to understand is, even in not knowing, you're okay. You're okay when things are not going the way you wanted. And that's really scary for a lot of people, because a lot of people want to control all the time. And believe it or not, people who always want to control out there, most often, and this is true for people with OCD, that was me, that was what I was diagnosed with back in the day, it's because very often they feel very out of control within themselves. So they try and organize everything out there, they try and organize all the people and try and get everything perfect all the time, because there's some part of them that just doesn't feel in control. And I know that to be true for myself in the past. So learning to be okay in not knowing. And one way you can do this, just to make this very practical, is number one, just acknowledge that there's a part of you that wants to know all the time. And it's a trap, because we want to know in a world that is uncertain. Yeah, and can we actually ever really know everything? Of course not. We know that, but then we're still caught in that loop. So learning to be okay and not knowing, some great ways to practice this, implement this in your life, is in those heightened moments where you are really caught up in trying to find all the answers and getting everything right, in just wanting to know it all and be perfectly clear on every little decision you're going to make, and every little path in the future. For anyone who this is relevant for, what I'd encourage you to do is learn to, in those moments, step aside in any way you can. Maybe go sit outside, maybe just take a couple of minutes to yourself. And what I'd encourage you to do is focus on being incredibly present and coming back to your body. Now, here's an actual way to do that very effectively. What you're going to do is you're going to become in tune with your five senses. So begin by sitting comfortably, by breathing, focusing on the breath, and then move from the breath and start focusing on what you can hear in the room around you. Whatever sounds, even if you're on a train, just welcome the sound, welcome what is present in the moment for you. And then from there, focus on what you can see. Now, ideally, you have your eyes closed when you do this, so your brain gets a bit of a break. It's not looking out there all the time. So close your eyes and focus on what you can see. You can probably see some light coming through your eyelids, some shapes maybe. You might have an image on your mind that's very clear. Just focus on that. No judgment, just be with it. And then from there, move on to what you can feel, be in your body. Notice the clothes on your body. Notice how it feels to be seated in your chair or wherever you are. Notice the feeling of the wind on your skin. Notice then what you can smell. What are the scents around you? And then last of all, focus on what you can taste. And be with that all and combine it and just be in all of that. Bring all those senses to your awareness in a moment. And as you do that, you'll notice you let go of control. And as you do that, what you're actually going to do is you're going to calm your nervous system down. And within that, even though people might say, that was me in the past who would have said this, well, that doesn't seem very productive. How do I ever get ahead if I'm ever doing that? I need to know. Well, guess what? When you actually do that, you get a knowing from a deeper place, from a more powerful place, not from a place of desperation where you are just grabbing onto things because they're the best thing you have in the moment. You're actually becoming centered and you make way for better information to flow through you. So there's something called afferent data. Now, afferent data is information that goes from your body to your brain. And then there's efferent data. And efferent data goes from your brain to your body. Now, what they've discovered is there is 10 times more afferent data, so data going from your heart and your gut to your brain. There's 10 times more. And when you do a practice like this and you calm your system down, that process, that intuition can actually operate more effectively, can flow more effectively. You don't really tap into your intuition when you're in a state of fight or flight. It's not the time for that. It's just the time to survive. So the message in this video is focus on being okay with not knowing. And again, like this is next level training when you can get yourself to do this, because again, there's a part of us that wants to know, that wants to have everything figured out all the time. And we can lose ourselves in that if we're not careful. So I really hope that this video was what someone needed to hear. If any of you need anything, please reach out to me. I've had a few people from my last video or from my last post actually reach out and say, what are some practical questions? What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to send you, if you reach out and you're interested, I've actually got, I think it's like 31 journal prompts. For anyone who's interested, I'll send you a message and share those with you. Anyway, my friends, you're all amazing. Keep moving forward every single day, one foot in front of the other, believing in yourself and remembering that you are on earth at this time for a very important reason.